and it's Kanu, that guy that does the stuff.
Yeah, Seven Chambers back at it.
Again, for your ear holes.
For real. And today, I want to talk about some shonen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just basically what shonen anime is, just to, give you at least some kind of definition, is basically anime that's tailored towards, like boys to, younger men.
Yeah, basically young men, boys, older boys, gritty action.
Fighting, power, all the overworlding power stuff.
Yeah, power scaling. If you see any superpowers, basically DBZ. You know what Dragon Ball is, and if you don't know what Dragon Ball is, you're lying.
Yeah, you at least seen Goku or somebody from there. So
yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, that reminds me. Just short tangent, really short tangent.
Go ahead.
One time I was signing up for this this Wi-Fi thing at Walmart, right? And the lady who was trying to sell it to me was like, "Oh yeah," because I was wearing I think I was wearing this shirt, this DBZ shirt. It's got Goku from the Saiyan Saga on it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember those things, Goku and Dragon Ball." I never really liked Dragon Ball because it was just like Pokemon, and I was like,
how?
I was like, yo, what the fuck? Those are two completely different shows. And then she just went on talking about how she really loved Pokemon, but she was like, only the first 150 though. Ha ha ha.
Oh, she's a Gen 1er, alright.
Bro, I don't even think she's a Gen. I think she was just trying to relate to me on an anime level, and she didn't realize how deep I was into it, because she was just trying to be really surface level. Okay, yeah, no, Pokemon are cute. I like Pikachu, the first ones. I remember that gen. I never kept up with it before, and I never watched any other thing like it because it was just oh, that's just a copy. And then in my head, I'm going this bitch doesn't know shit. She doesn't know shit. Why are you trying to start a conversation when you don't even know?
Okay, first off, I'll just say, I'll go straight up. So it's if that seems pretty obvious that you're trying to quote unquote relate to me as far as taste, but you don't need to put on that facade. Just cut it out. Just give me my stuff and go.
Exactly. It was bro, it was unnecessary too, because it was I was already filling out the shit. Whatever. Anyway, back to Shonen.
Yeah, basically the two that we're mainly talking about as far as comparisons, because they're both pretty popping right now. One more so than the other right now, but one is steadily rising.
Yeah, they're both two fairly new IPs, and just rising in popularity.
Yeah,
and I think it's a fair comparison to make, considering they're both. They're both shonen. They both have demons in it.
Yeah. I guess curses in one, and whatever.
If you haven't figured it out yet, it's Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer we want to talk about today.
Yeah. And honestly, which one should we talk about first? Honestly, you want to start with Demon Slayer?
Yeah. Can you give a little layout of Demon Slayer's plot, and then I'll do JJK.
Okay, Demon Slayer, basically, the setting is somewhat feudal Japan-ish, but I don't know, there's some places where it's straight up cities.
It's kind of modern. I feel like it's 1940s Japan, or maybe sometime after World War II.
I guess they were still wearing robes then, maybe.
Because, at least from what I know of Japanese history... Obviously, I'm not an expert. Don't quote me.
Yeah, me neither.
But the switch from when they were in robes and doing a local town thing to modernize was pretty fast.
Yeah.
So right after World War II, they just went straight into a modern-ish era, which is kind of what I imagine Demon Slayer's setting is because there are some villages where it's obviously horse and pale shit.
Wooden houses and all that.
They're out in the fields doing whatever. It's very country. But then there's other areas, like you said, cities.
Yeah, the one that comes to mind is, I think when they first meet the basically the commanding demon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember specifically that it was a bit more modern than what they were traveling through,
Yeah, yeah, it was.
or at least Tondro, because I don't think he mentioned
Yeah,
Nisu
because
yet.
there were city lights, tall buildings, cars. I think.
Yeah. But anywho, basically, yeah, that's the setting of it. And Tanjiro, who's the main character, loving boy, takes care of his family of like 8 or 9. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Them's
And
a lot of niggas.
yeah, and basically, a good bit of it is also, being, sort of run by the demons. They're going out, killing people, eating them,
Yeah.
and also making other ones into their own. So when Tanjiro goes out to, do some country shit one day,
Yeah.
yeah, a demon shows up and basically kills almost every one of his family except for his younger sister Nezuko.
Yes.
And Nezuko was basically infected, if you want to call it, and basically became a demon.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, also the demon was I think the demon was also killed by Giyu, who is the first demon slayer that Tanjiro meets.
I don't know. I I think
He had to be killed by him.
that's like at the end of the manga. I don't think the I don't know how it ends because I haven't read all of Demon Slayer, but I think the main I'm forgetting the main bad guy's name. Is it like Mugen or something or like
Something like that,
something
Mugen
with
or
an
something.
yeah something with an M. Um. But he doesn't die until the end, and he's apparently like the most powerful demon, and all other demons. I remember this one specific detail that he is the only demon with the power to create more demons. So all demons that you see in the series, like he's the one who made them.
Oh
With
right,
his blood.
right.
Yeah, and
So he somehow got there and turned Nezuko into a demon.
such an odd plot point. I'm gonna rant a little bit about some details of Demon Slayer a little bit later, but yeah, that's basically the whole plot. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, basically Giyu should have came in to kill Nezuko, but then Tanjiro was protecting her and all that. Was
Yeah.
trying to protect her, but Giyu kind of just like kicked him aside or some shit. Then
Tondro was a little bitch at that time.
yeah, on the ground, and as he was trying to do that, Nezuko came to protect him. Because
Yes.
apparently she still has some human in her.
Yeah, she retains some of her consciousness or something like that.
Yeah, that pretty much spurred Giyu on to basically take Tanjiro on as a demon slayer.
Yes, because obviously something special about these two.
Yeah, so I guess he wants to see this pretty much he goes through all this training, with the teacher who taught
Old sensei guy. Every shonen has one.
yeah, basically about demon slayer techniques, which are oddly like some of them are elemental while some are like animal like, but yeah, basically through all that Tanjiro basically takes up this goal for wanting to turn Nezuko back into a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the only way to do that is to see the commanding demon
and figure that shit out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
that's it. That's the setup, and that's the goal. That's what Demon Slayer is about, and Tanjiro's adventures and adventures. But Tanjiro's like trying to figure out a way to make Nezuko human again.
Yeah, for the most part. I don't know. I think there's some stuff that I skimmed over. I'm not sure about
That's
that.
fine. Those are the main details that matter. If anything else matters, I'll probably think about it and mention it later. But so that's the basic story structure for Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Simple, easy to follow, pretty regular, nothing outrageous.
Nah, and travels around, slaying some demons, and we get some backstory on those said demons, after he defeats them.
Yeah. So this goes into, we can just start. I want to start breaking down Demon Slayer as we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
So, the interesting. Actually, no, I have to rant about the beginning first. Okay, so what I didn't like. Demon Slayer in itself is a fairly good series, very solid. I don't think it does anything new or interesting, but it doesn't have to be a good story.
No.
Um, and that's okay. I'm not gonna be like any of the people I see on Twitter that are like, "Oh, it's boring and it gets carried by the animation." There's a little credence to that. It does. Demon Slayer's animation is beautiful,
It
but
is, and they actually did some good with the CG stuff, which it's hard to do with anime for some reason.
at some points the CG is really, really good. At other points, it's kind of feels like it's not set for the world. But those are few and far between. I just remember one moment towards the beginning of the series where Tondro is like CG and he's walking and it just looks really awkward.
Yeah,
But
okay.
outside of that, just the beginning of the story, the part that I didn't like was one, why does Tondro have so many siblings? They all die in the first episode. What the fuck does it matter? We don't know any of their names. They're not brought up again. We see them sometimes in flashbacks, but how the fuck are you gonna? He had like how many brothers?
Like a shit ton.
How many brothers? How many sisters? I don't fucking know. Why does it matter? Honestly, it should have just been like him and Nezuko if we were gonna like.
Focus on those two. I mean, I guess it's supposed to emphasize his, like, as far. Well, his, I guess.
Attachment to his family. It doesn't feel super. I mean, if I feel like his obviously Tandro as a person is very connected to his family.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's like when they all die, I don't feel anything as an audience member, as a reader, as a watcher, because like I don't know them, haven't spent any time with them, and before I can get to know them or do anything, they're dead.
Yeah, if
The only
anything,
people we spend time with are Tantro and Nezuko.
Yeah, if anything, it was more so for sort of shock value. But if you've seen a whole bunch of like stuff like this, then you know what's coming.
Yeah, it was very obvious in the first episode. Oh, I want to go to town with you, big brother. And
Just like, yeah, this is all just a red flag.
I was like, I know that nigga's gonna die.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that was one thing. Yes, and another thing that got me was Tandro's training sequence, where
Yeah.
the first, I think it happened in the first 3 episodes. He went to go meet the old guy to teach him the breathing techniques and the sword fighting stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem that I had with it was all like a time skip thing. Like he spent 2 years training, a year with the old guy teaching him stuff, and then another year of him like mastering everything so he can cut this big ass fucking boulder. And like that's cool and all, but like that happens in like an episode or two. Like I don't, and a whole 2 years have passed. Like that's a long amount of time.
And it's pretty early for a time skip, to be honest.
Super early for a time skip. I don't see any. We see some of the training, but it doesn't have the same kind of impact. To me, it felt like it would have been a better choice to just have Tanjiro already have abilities or be kind of strong in the beginning, because all he has going for him in the beginning is his sense of smell, and I guess he's a little quick-witted. But outside of that, obviously he doesn't have the sword fighting skills or anything. But
No, like if you meet the other two companions he has, plus Nezuko too, they're all like both. They're all three of them are both more physically inept than him.
yeah, exactly. So those were the two things in the beginning of the series that kind of turned me off.
Yeah, because just to say again about the whole training arc in quotes, I would say that in the training arc, to make it at least a few episodes,
they could
make sure they could explain like some of the techniques and how the breathing techniques work.
Yeah, so that was another thing. How do I say this? So the training arc happens really fast. We understand that Tanjiro has learned all these sword techniques and all this stuff over the course of the 2 years, but we don't know any of them.
No.
We don't know any of the sword techniques. We don't know how this breeding stuff works or anything like that. All we know is that Tanjiro knows it now. So our first introduction to however many sword technique moves that he has is when he's fighting the demons.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, okay, well, what's he gonna do? How's he gonna do this? And it's like, I don't, I don't have an idea of like what's possible or what he can do until he starts doing things, and then I also don't know like, okay, well, what's the limit of that? I don't know like how he can use more techniques in interesting ways because I haven't seen what he can do. I'm just learning it as we go along.
Hmm.
Tondro apparently just already knows, so that all feels really rushed to me.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking back on it now.
Um, and then just past that, like we said in the beginning, very simple story. That's not There's nothing egregious about that. Obviously nothing. It doesn't get very super like philosophically deep or anything. It's very much just Tanjiro wanting to turn Nezuko back into a human. Um,
Yeah, and then, well, I guess somewhat learning also about, again, some of the major demons, as far as, like,
yeah,
how they became demons.
yeah. One thing that Demon Slayer tended to do was have whenever Tanjiro had to defeat a demon, because Tanjiro didn't want to defeat the demons. He was like these were people. They had lives and backstories, and they just ended up like this through no fault of their own sometimes. And it's unfair that I have to kill them, but I do have to kill them. So he always was kind of sad about having to kill them. And what happens in the anime is that right before the moment of death, the demons are given the backstory of how they became demons, and they're humanized a little bit.
Mhm.
That's cool. I liked that. Um, I feel like it should have been spread out a little bit more through the fight. Like, okay, this or no one likes villain backstories. Villains being like, ah, blah blah, I did this, but at the same time, it helps to like characterize them a little bit more before they die, because a lot of the demons that he runs into just feel like one off until they get the backstory like in the last 5 minutes right before they die, and it's like, well, I don't care.
Yeah, that goes for even, like, the the major demon of the first season, which,
Yeah,
with the spider guy or whatever.
yeah,
Pretty much, his whole thing was, like, basically he was trying to make a family of his own.
yeah,
And so, basically, through his backstory, we see, as far as, like, basically he was like a, again, more so like, lo- loving to his family and all that. But it I guess it does sort of make sense for the, for at least his, for the whole, like, group or whatnot. But it's,
yeah. It was like, so that guy's backstory was like he was really sickly, and I think the head demon guy, the main baddie, he was like, well, I can give you strength by turning you into a demon, but the way demons work in this universe is they have to eat humans, for energy, whatever. Demons got to eat humans, and obviously, yeah, he can live and not be sickly or anything anymore, but now he's gonna have these uncontrollable urges to like eat people, and I think eventually he kills his family, and he's really fucked up about
oh,
that, and he forgets about killing his family, and then he always has this missing need. He's like, I want people around. So eventually he just sort of forms his own family by like threatening demons that are powerful but not as powerful as him.
yeah, no, because it's like he's one of the main, like, 12 of them.
Yeah, I think he was like in like the lower six or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That whole structure was weird with how the baddies worked, because like there was the main bad guy, then he had like the higher moon crew, and they were all really strong. I guess
Mm-hmm.
they had more of the main guy's blood, and then there's like the lower moon crew who have like less, but they're still more powerful than regular demons who just got turned into demons.
It's, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit, like, difficult for me to understand that personally.
Yeah, the world in itself and the rules just seem like oddly structured.
Yeah.
Also, I skipped over this before, but it's weird because most humans in that world, or at least in the cities and some of the more populated towns, they either don't believe in demons or have never seen demons before. So that's weird, right? Because apparently demons have been around for hundreds of years, and then they're to become a demon slayer is they're not recognized by the government. I don't know why that was an important detail, but there's a
What?
group of people, a large group of people, going out to different places around Japan and killing demons specifically, and they're
How do
they're
they
not
not
hiding.
know? How do they not know?
Exactly, because there's like remember in the beginning of the story, Tondro wants to go back up to his house in the mountains, but the guy stops him at the base of the mountain. He's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't go up right now. It's getting dark. Demons will come out." And Tondro's like, "What demons? What the fuck?"
Mm.
And the guy's like, "No, seriously, like come in, stay the night. It's dark out. You're gonna die. Just." And
Hmm.
then that's why Tondro wasn't there to be killed with the rest of his family. Um, because that one guy was like, "Yeah, no, demons are a thing," and Tondro was like, "What?" So that was a little flag for me. I was like, "Why aren't demons like a well-known thing in this world?" But they're like all around and they cause problems for people. It's odd.
Huh. Yeah, it's because honestly, they're not even the same as like curses. They're all physical.
Yes, they're physical. You can see them.
Yeah. Also, curses are from JJK. Well, it's just a little
Yeah,
bit
the
there.
comparison will come later. Right now, we're just breaking down Demon Slayer. So that was another element that was confusing. Also, just really quick, since we're talking about like actual demons, Nezuko, she gets turned into a demon. For some reason, Nezuko is a really special demon. We have no clue why, and I don't think it's ever explained in the series why she was so special. She never had to eat humans to gain power, or she never got hungry. She didn't consume anything, so where did
Uh,
her power come from?
Sleep. That
But
was it.
but the thing is, you know, it's interesting. When
Yeah.
Tondro was doing his training arc, he slept. Nezuko was asleep for 2 years. 2 years, she was just asleep the whole time.
That's
That's
a
never explained why.
that's a lot of energy though.
That is a lot of energy, but like, if she sleeps to gain energy to fight demons, then like, why were you asleep? It still doesn't make sense for her to be asleep for the 2 years, and then also, like, so is there like a every time you fight a demon, you gotta like, are you gonna like pass out right after, or you only wake up at specific times when you
Yeah,
Tondro does a backflip a little too hard? You're like, oh shit, some shit might be going down.
yeah. I'm not.
What
I
I was
understand
gonna
that.
complain about is the fact that Nezuko can't fucking talk. Every other demon in the
Oh,
series can talk.
yeah. She's the only one that can't. She just does growls and shit.
Yeah, I get the whole thing of putting the kind of a muzzle on her because
Yeah, she still has those cravings.
yeah, obviously. But what I don't understand is why she can't talk.
Yeah, they never did explain that.
Because if they had explained that, oh, demons can't talk, or Nezuko's like a half demon and she lost something, and just a little explanation on why Nezuko cannot talk. Because I thought,
Mm.
like, okay, well, she just transformed. Maybe she doesn't, whatever. But then, like, throughout the entire series, she doesn't say a fucking word. We just inherently know what she means. She just wants to protect Tanjiro and her family. It's weird.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
like it.
I don't know. I guess they did that for a bit of a cute factor. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, she's cute, but like that's the epitome of just of being seen and not heard. Like
Yeah, yeah. We see her a lot. Never hear her.
that's yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but let's go with characterization. As far as like the main one, two, three, four.
Yeah, so there's Tandro, our main boy, and then he picks up some friends along the way, of course, because this is a shonen.
Yeah,
And
one is Zenitsu, who again
is a piece of shit. Okay, keep going.
well to you again. I told you before. I kind of like Zenitsu.
Okay.
As far as like the whole coward, he's pretty much like your cowardly character that when it comes down to like certain points, like certain events or something, he'll bring that like badass out of him.
No, he doesn't. He falls asleep. He faints.
That's what I meant.
Is that fair? I don't know if that's because that's. So I totally get your. I totally get your comparison, or you like that aspect of the character where it's like I can be cowardly, but at certain moments I can be brave. But that is taken away from him the moment he falls asleep, and after he's not even aware of what he's done.
Oh, I didn't say brave. I just said badass.
Oh, okay. You like the badass moments.
Yeah, and also again, I find the cowardly stuff to be kind of funny, in my opinion.
Sometimes it's funny. To me, I don't really. I get it played up for like a second where it's like, yeah, all right, ooh, there's a big bad guy and he's kind of powerful. Oh my gosh, I don't want to fight him. But the switch between that and like, okay, well now I have to. I have to fight him. I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna just do it. I have the skills. Let's fucking go. That doesn't happen for Zenitsu. He just
Yeah, no, he just
faints or like he falls asleep.
Yeah, or knocks out, whatever.
Yeah, something. He goes unconscious, and then his unconscious body just for some reason is the ultimate badass. Only knows one move, but that one move is perfected in such a way no one can fucking touch him.
Yeah, and that alone is stronger than what anything Tondro can do.
That is true, and I would argue that his one scene is better than Tondro's, like animation wise.
Oh, straight up.
That's just me, but Tondro's is the one that got all the buzz.
Yeah, not episode. We're talking about episode 19 with the whole red fire thing. I don't know. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, we forgot what it was called. But beautifully animated, beautiful scene. I really liked that whole fight, actually. Or at least that section of the fight was really good.
Yeah. Because there really wasn't much of a fight. He was just getting folded by
by the spider guy.
Yeah.
But like, that's cool. I don't mind that because it was still cool. And something that did take a lot away from the fight, it was at the end after Tondro has this big moment where he slices the guy's head. It just kind of all gets... Because Dio is actually the one who destroys the demon.
Yeah, first things first, after he cuts off his head, he's still fucking alive.
Yeah, because he was like, I cut off my head right before you cut me, so now so I'm still alive, bitch.
Yeah.
And then Dio comes out of nowhere, it's just like...
Yeah, in terms of him actually, like...
That's
showing
everything out of the fight for me.
It does, don't get me wrong, but as far as, like, showing that he hasn't, like... He has some ways to go, I guess... I don't know, it's somewhat a thumbs up, but
no. Completely thumbs down for that moment. Like, everything leading up to that, if the author had given Tanjiro that win, that would have been a good thing. That would have been like, oh yeah, there's progression. Ooh, look, he's badass. That takes all of that away.
I mean, it does take it away, but again, like I said, halfway thumbs up for...
Okay. That's fair. Okay, so Zenitsu, personally, the reason that I don't like him, not just because of the cowardly stuff.
Yeah.
And also, for some reason, he's also a pervert.
Yeah, like, it doesn't show as much, but whenever he's around, like, cute girls, so...
He's all like, oh, I want you to marry me, be with me, blah, 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 for every single girl he sees. And that's an anime trope with some characters. It doesn't bother me. I don't know why they added that trope onto Zenitsu when he already had the cowardly thing, because that's a little weird.
Yeah.
And I don't find it funny. It's actually, it's just weird. It doesn't fit to me. Like, he felt like a mashup of two characters from my perspective. And that's really most of the reason why I don't like Zenitsu. But my favorite character...
Inosuke.
Inosuke, like... Our little wild boy.
Yeah, he's pretty much the most primitive one out of the group that you'll ever meet. He's been like he was pretty much raised in like the wild and stuff.
Yeah, I think he was raised by like wild boars or something like that.
So yeah, because he wears like a boar mask or some shit. But basically, he goes by the notion of like basically showing his strength off.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Kid Goku, where it's just like he's ignorant of the world, but he's very strong, very resourceful, and will definitely beat your ass in a fight. He wants to fight. He likes fighting strong people.
Exactly.
And we always talk about characters how we love those kind of characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
and I do like Inosuke for that. I don't know, we're just attracted to those kind of characters.
yeah, where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna fight you. I don't know if I could win, but I'm gonna fight you. Like,
Yeah, it's just like, fuck it, let's go.
I love it. That's Inosuke's whole character. Very simple, to the point. I love it.
Yeah, and if you're about any bullshit, like I remember, I think it was when like I think they were in like the the Spider Mountain or whatever, and they were I think they saved one dude from the I think it was from one of the family members,
Yeah.
and he was over there panicking and shit, and Inosuke just went up and just punched him in the face.
Like, stop being a bitch. Let's go.
Like
I love it.
like he did the thing that pretty much everybody wanted to do.
Yes, yeah. And just Inosuke as a character is amazing. Also, he has like a really cute face.
He does, surprisingly.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why the author did that. Why, but fuck it. It's cool. That's an interesting quirk to have because like, he's a very rugged, masculine, buff guy, and then like he takes his mask off, and he almost looks like a cute girl,
Yeah,
but with, but like you could tell like he's just like really excited. It's weird.
yeah, that and
I like it though.
yeah, I think it was one other quirk is when I think he gets like a compliment from Tondro, he gets all like flustered.
Yeah.
And I think they do it in like I think it was just like I don't know if it was like it wasn't the red cheeks or anything like that. It was like it's kind of smoke or something.
I can't remember the specific what they did for that, but I do remember him getting flustered when Tanjiro like complimented him.
Yeah,
yeah. So Inosuke's cool with me. All other characters basically meaningless. I like a lot of the character designs in Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Some of it's interesting color choices, but fairly cool, all right, standard character designs for everyone. The hair colors are always interesting because they like do this gradient thing towards the end.
yeah, for a good bit of them. Like you said, Inosuke Saito has like the yellow then the orange going on. I think.
Yeah, what's weird is his hair is like blonde and orange at the tips for like because he got struck by lightning.
Yeah, that was in his backstory there.
And his hair was like black before, but then like it's not explained why.
It just happened that way.
I think that's supposed to be like a Marie Antoinette syndrome thing, but I don't know.
I guess get his mind on that one.
Yeah, so that's what character designs. Everyone else doesn't really matter. There's obviously a lot of other characters in the story. There's the main demon slayers that are like top, performers. They're all pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, the Hashiras.
Yeah, the Hashiras.
Yeah, like again, we get some focus on like Yu.
It was boring.
Yeah, he's pretty much
he's like wannabe Batman.
Yeah, he's sort of like he's straight face all the way.
Yeah,
but that we get a little bit with the Wind Hashira guy who was pretty much provoking Nezuko when Tondro got captured.
Oh yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah, we get something from him as far as like something.
Yeah, but I don't care about him. I don't care about any of the Hashiras. I don't care about anyone besides in the show. I don't really care about anyone besides Inosuke. Like,
yeah,
and not to say that they're not like given backstories and they're not like like they're not trying it's not like the author didn't try to like write them in an interesting way to make us care about them. There was the one girl at the place that was silent for some reason.
Shinobu's
sister, quote unquote, because not actual sister, but like took her on as a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, her. I remember her. She was cool, but like again, she didn't say anything. Maybe this author just doesn't like women talking.
Well, I guess. Well, some of them do talk, I guess. And
Shinobu kind of talks.
no, she talks.
I mean,
She does it more so like in a calmingly I'm about to kill you sort of way, but like
No, you know what? I take that back. I do. I like Shinobu.
yeah, I was gonna say it
I
was
like
like
her
Shinobu
character
talks.
design. I like her attitude about things. She is a badass.
Who else? Oh, there was the Love Hashira, which I remember not liking.
Um, so I don't like her as a person, but I
Hmm.
do like her character design.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
That's really it. That's all I got.
guess I could say that for I guess a good bit of the Hashiras as far as like the designs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the flame one you can obviously tell like what his personality is, sort of based on.
The design. I think a lot of the character designs in Demon Slayer are fairly strong, kind of average. Um,
Although I do like appreciate the Michael Jackson reference with the main demon.
yeah, that was great. Dude, it's so confusing about the main villain guy. We should look up his names.
Yeah,
but
that's fine. You know,
okay, but
just
like,
fuck it. I'll do it.
it was funny because like when we first meet him in the series, he has a family, and he's posing as the father, and like all the questions in my head are like, well how long has he been doing this? Does does the wife know? Is he planning on killing them? Why is he living as a human? All of these things are running in my head. I was like, well, can he go in the sun? Because the thing is, demons can't go in the sun.
Oh yeah,
And
that's true.
it's like, well, how's he maintaining this life with this child and wife that clearly have known him for a long time because they're attached to him and all of that stuff? Is that child half demon, or did you just marry into the? I don't fucking know. There's a lot of
Uh,
questions that happen in my head. And then
all for,
later in the series, he like shape shifts into a woman.
well, not really shapeshifts, but like
His new design, his new disguise is a woman, and I'm
yeah,
like, well, hold on, like,
yeah. He's one smooth criminal.
yes. Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, as far as like his powers, because some demons do get like blood arts. I think that's what they call them, which are like their special powers.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know what his is, but it seems as though I don't know. Do you think it could be that like the some kind of like
I have no clue.
I wouldn't say like shape shifting, but the
I don't know about shape. I honestly have no idea. We just know that everyone's scared shitless when they see him.
or when
Uh,
they finally recognize it's him.
yeah, that's all we know. For the
Yeah,
anime wise, anyway. I'm sure. I think the manga's done
yeah,
right now.
yeah. The manga's done.
I might read it because I don't hate the series. I just
No,
don't think it's like exemplary.
no,
I don't
it's
know why it got as popular as it did.
uh, hey, again. All it takes is one good animated scene to blow a series up, I guess.
I suppose so.
Although with that in mind, I'm just thinking that there's one scene in JJK that should have been more so up there because the whole fight throughout.
Yes. Okay. So now I think that we can definitely transition over into talking to Jujutsu Kaisen. I've said pretty much everything I wanted to say about Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think I got not. Oh, the I guess there was one character that's again sort of like Shikamaru esque, which was I think it was the Mist Hashira that I don't know. I kind of enjoyed like seeing his little like
I don't even remember what that
thing.
man looks like.
I think it was like what like black hair, like light blue, like highlights or some shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm blanking because I like I said.
I'll show you a picture, but yeah, there. I remember his one little scene as far as like talking and like
Yeah.
his little dialogue. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As for the rest of the series, it's meh.
Yeah. Pretty meh. I think Demon Slayer is paced very oddly. Like we said in the beginning of it felt rushed to me. Um, some odd choices with the backstories for the villains.
Hmm.
Kind of becomes like a monster of the week thing for a little while as Tondro gets his assignments from the Demon Slayer Corps, whatever they're called. Um,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and he just goes out on his ventures while also trying to find the main baddie.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, the was it?
and that's the whole series pretty much. Or at least as far in the anime, that's pretty much what's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
we haven't. I haven't seen the movie yet,
I haven't seen the
so
movie either. Haven't read the manga, but that's all that's happening with Demon Slayer. Hasn't impressed me. Don't care about any of the characters. Tondro's main goal just to turn Nezuko human again. Um, Respectable. Uh, to me, not logical because honestly, two points. If she could talk, it'd be fine. She's already not eating humans. She's way more powerful than a human would ever be. Like,
she seems pretty okay right now.
like she's doing good. Like, and this is a spoiler because I heard this through the grapevine, but apparently she develops the ability to like be able to go out into the sun and like not die.
So she's just straight up OP.
Nezuko's OP for no fucking reason, and
I hate that shit, man.
it's like okay, so why are you turning her back human?
I hate
Like
that shit. And just to
why?
negate the damn. You
The
can be OP, but like they need their weaknesses still. That's one thing with Gojo, but we're gonna get to him in a minute.
yeah, okay.
Also, Muzan Kibitsuji. That's the name of the main.
Muzan.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
name of the main
that was
demon.
it.
Yeah, there you go ahead. JJK Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes. Okay. So, story starts out. We got our special main boy Yuji,
Yeah.
and he's uh he's super strong for some reason, but
Yeah,
I like it. Like we're already given the basis of this guy is not normal. He's above people, like and in strength, and I really like that part.
yeah, he is physically inept.
Very, very, very strong. And what happens? He's just an average high schooler. His we don't know we don't know what happened with his parents. He's getting taken care of by his grandfather, who's on his deathbed. His grandfather is about to die. Actually, I think he dies in the first episode, right?
Yeah, he does in the first episode.
Yeah, his grandfather gives him a speech about how I want you to help people because you've got this strength and you're special. Don't end up like me, no one around on my deathbed, just you.
Mm-hmm.
And he dies right after saying that. And Yuji is that really hits Yuji in a way where it's like, you know what, you're right. I want to have a proper death where I'm not just lonely and I'm able to like help and impact the people around me because I have my strength, because I have something that I feel like I can help people with in the world.
Yeah, that's a straight up that's a straight up relatable goal that
Yeah.
that hits you.
Yeah, way better than Tondro. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, so Grandpa dies, and it turns out in this world which is kind of like our own worlds. It has a modern setting. There's cell phones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Buildings and shit.
yeah, it's modern. Um, so but in this world, there's curses. These things called curses. They're essentially like ghosts or demons, but people can't see them. So that makes sense for why people don't freak out about them and why, the what are they called in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu sorcerers.
Yeah, the Jujutsu sorcerers are underground because you know people can't see them. They can't really but the curses still have effects on the physical world, where it's like they're kind of the reason why certain things happen, like why you feel sad or why you feel bad, or they kill people too, and mysterious deaths.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing with how they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they even have like different rankings as far as like
the ranking system is confusing to me, so I'm not going to get into that. You can if you want.
I mean, again, they go from like what is it, first grade, second grade, then what is it, special grade, and then
special grade I know is strong. First grade is supposed to be like second strongest. I think it goes down to like fourth something, maybe fourth grade. I don't know how their power system works, but I do know specials at the top. like
it's pretty much at the top.
Specials at the top, first is right under that, second under that. Yeah, we
Semi
know that.
first. Hold on, not semi first.
Oh, there's semi first. Oh, alright. And the sorcerers are graded like that too in terms of power, but I think the structure is different where it's like second grade sorcerers are supposed to be able to defeat first grade demon or curses. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But essentially, curses are like that in this world. Curses are born from human emotions such as anger, fear, sadness, uh, guilt. All of these kind of emotions piled up create curses. Um,
Yeah, okay, that I didn't remember about. I just remember the what's his name? Mahito.
mhm.
He was created that way.
Yeah, that's how all of them are created. But
That's all of them
Mahito
are.
is the reason he's so powerful. There are like certain curses that are there are certain curses that are innate for everyone, and then that like I guess coalesced into Mahito, who is what is his thing?
Basically, I was it idle transfiguration. Basically, he can touch your soul and kind of like
Reshape it.
reshape it. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And basically the way your soul works is that it's basically your main influence on your body, which is why you see him when he touches, say, a person. He does his idle transfiguration, and the person is basically deformed.
Yeah, they turn into like a monster essentially.
Yeah, and they're alive for a little bit, but then they die.
Yeah, and then their bodies like keep moving. Um,
Yeah.
some of them anyway, or they just die and stop moving. He does a lot of experiments. He's apparently been around for hundreds of years because he's like one of those base human fears.
Mahito has?
Yeah,
Because the way it seemed like he's still a fledgling. Because he just because what he was because of that him like experimenting and whatnot, and also him um just figuring out how to do the domain expansion.
I think you're right.
Well, we'll research that later.
Yeah, we'll research that later. We're gonna fact check ourselves. Next episode maybe if we remember. Don't count on it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, basically that's how curses work in the world. They can't be seen. They look like monsters. They come about because of fear, anger, guilt, being scared, all of that. So haunted places, they're haunted because people are scared of them. Blah blah blah. XYZ. Whatever. Um, Yuji comes in the. Yuji is part of the Oculate Club at his school.
Oh, that's
So
what they call it. I
yes.
forgot about that.
So one of the members discovers a cursed object, which happens to be an extremely powerful cursed object. It's one of Sukana's fingers.
Yeah, Sukuna is basically a top-ranking curse. Like
Yes.
he was around back in the day, but now he's more so broken apart.
Yes. There's 20 fingers that he has because he had 4 arms.
Yeah, like forearms.
Yeah. So there's 20 fingers, and somehow Yuji's classmate got a hold of one of the fingers, and they don't know it's a finger just yet. And at night, they want to perform some oculate ritual, whatever, and they discover it's a finger, and they're like, oh, they're weirded out by it. Cursed objects in this world give power to other curses. So
Which is why they're attracted to it.
yes, they're attracted to Sukana's finger. So what happens is a lot of curses come to the school at night, and they attack Yuji's friends
Mm-hmm.
who are in the club. At this time, I think Yuji's grandpa just died, and Yuji's still at the hospital. Then our other main group character guy, he comes in,
Mm-hmm.
and he explains to Yuji, "Hey, I know you came into contact with this thing because there's residue on this box, so I need this object." Yuji's like, "Yeah, sure, here you go." And he's like, "Where's the thing that was inside the box?" And Yuji's like, "Oh, it's probably at the school with my friends." And the dude's like, "Oh shit, well they're about to die." So he's like, "Look, Yuji, you stay here. I'm gonna go handle that. shit, they're gonna die. So he runs off. He goes to school to help the friends, and Yuji's like, well, no, this is my chance to be a good person. I'm gonna go help. So Yuji follows him to the school. Um, Obviously, a bunch of curses right now. They're attacking the two
Uh,
other club members,
yeah.
and then Yuji and the other guy show up. I need to get his name. I'm so bad with names.
Well, Megami is his first name, I think. I
Oh,
forgot.
Fumishiro
Okay,
Megumi.
there we go. Yeah,
Yes, there we go. Yes. So we're just gonna do Megumi. Megumi shows up at the school, shows off his curse technique, which is, their moves. Everyone has some different curse techniques. I think you're born with like a special one, and you can also learn how to use your cursed energy. Not everyone's born with cursed energy or the ability to um, detect it, but certain
yeah,
people are. There's certain families that are able to, and
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. I like all the detail that they have for their system and how stuff works in that world. It makes it complex. It makes it feel more real. It makes it interesting.
yeah, and it gives off again more so strengths and weaknesses for like the characters that we meet.
Yeah, yeah, and that the interesting thing about that is there's characters who can't detect curse energy or don't have any, and they're still some of one of the most powerful characters because of just how much they've trained and how badass they are.
Hmm.
Um, but then there's also characters like uh, Gojo,
Yeah,
Satoru Gojo, who after Yuji defeats the curses that are in the school and saves his friends, he ends up eating the cursed object that Sukana is in,
yeah,
which should kill him,
should.
but doesn't. Yuji is special more so than just his strength. He is also able to be a vessel for this curse. So he gets the cursed energy from eating the cursed object, and he defeats that cursed spirit in the school. Then Gojo shows up.
Yep.
Late, of course, because Gojo's kind of like silly and just whatever. He doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No.
But the reason he doesn't give a fuck about anything because my man is powerful.
Yeah,
Like,
like crazy powerful.
I
Like
think he's the strongest character in the series.
he's up there in terms of like OP characters in general.
Yeah, and he's not like a strong character that's never around either. Like he be like he's there like doing shit.
Yeah, like
But he often he gives off the he doesn't care about anything really, but he's just kind of like he's always been super strong, so it doesn't matter what happens, he will be fine. And he gives off the attitude of like nothing really matters, so I'm gonna have fun. And I like that about his character.
yeah, at least it's the funny moments in his fights.
Yeah, and so that's Gojo. He comes in, we meet him. I really like him. Yuji now is a vessel for one of the most powerful demons. There's like 19 other pieces that are out and about that are very dangerous, but Yuji has eaten one and he's able to contain it and still be alive. So initially, the Jujutsu sorcerers they want to kill Yuji to get rid of the object, to get rid of the cursed object with Sukana in it, because no one wants Sukana around. Because the man is that demon or that curse is super powerful.
Yeah,
Other so powerful that other curses are attracted to him, and some of the feats that you see happen in the series with just the portion of Sukana that Yuji has are amazing.
hmm
Um, so it's incredible that Yuji can contain him and be a vessel for him. Um, the original, the sorcerers originally want to just kill him to get rid of that, but Gojo's idea is, hey, nah, we have a vessel. Let's just, we'll have him eat all the pieces, then kill him after. Doesn't that make more sense? Instead of like trying to figure out a way to get rid of them, because they didn't. I don't think they at that point in time they had a way to get rid of them. I think they were just going to lock them away. The the fingers
which is weird. I thought they would have a way to actually like get rid of a
destroy them,
cursed
right?
object.
But I think the easiest way to I don't know if they were able to at the time.
Yeah, no. Plus, I think they were scattered still.
Yeah, they're still very scattered. I think at this point in the series, currently there's Yuji has like four is does it two or two either he has like two or four fingers that he's consumed, and then there's like six that the Jujutsu sorcerers have that they haven't fed to him yet, and then there's still like a bunch out in the wild somewhere.
Yeah, some of them the the opposing curses.
They have a few too.
Yeah, they have a few too.
So yeah, there's a bunch that have been accounted for, but there's still a bunch that are out there. Eventually, we're gonna get Yuji to eat all of them. We'll see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, when that happens, oh boy.
Yeah. So, what's interesting, I just realized about this series, all of this setup, right? All of this complex setup with all these different things happening. We haven't even gotten to talk about some of the backstories with the characters or any of my favorite characters yet. Or any of the relationships between the characters, all complex and interesting. Um, what was I going to put? There's no real overarching goal in this story when you think about it, because Yuji's goal isn't to defeat some main bad guy. It's just he wants to help people.
It's more personal.
Yeah, it's more personal. He wants to help people. He wants to gain strength so he is able to like make the biggest impact before before this organization that he has become a part of kills him, or whatever happens at that point in the story. And I think that's a lot more interesting because there isn't like a I gotta defeat one guy kind of thing. I mean, there is a main group of baddies, but they're not the focus really. Like they're an agent of their own.
Yeah, they're a real threat.
They have their own thing that they're gonna do, and they're gonna use Yuji obviously because he has Sukuna, but Yuji isn't set out to be like, oh, I need to destroy them.
Yeah, no. When that time comes,
Well, when the time comes, he will. Mahito specifically, he wants to kill because of what happens there.
Yeah, with whoever he manipulated that Yuji befriended. I forgot the dude's name.
Yeah, Yuji befriended that guy who was really depressed and sad because he'd been bullied for a while, and he didn't care about humans, or at least he was manipulated by Mahito, who was the curse, and Mahito used him to like create a lot of chaos in the school, where it's kind of like a school shooter situation, where it's like a guy that was bullied then lashes out because he has this power that Mahito gives him, and Mahito actually uses him to draw out Yuji so he can talk to Sukuna, who's inside of Yuji.
Yeah, he finally does.
Yeah, and Mahito kills that guy that Yuji befriended. Sukuna doesn't want shit to do with anyone. He has his own goals and plans. We don't know.
Yeah, since he's like spread out as far as like his fingers, his power is like divided. So yeah. As far as like he's concerned, like I think he's eaten two actually. Okay. Yuji's eaten two, so basically he's not really that powerful now. But his soul presence, like you can tell, like he's really like he's
even with what Yuji has consumed, the two, Sukuna is able to defeat special grades like they're nothing.
Yeah,
like some of the most powerful like curses that have like come into contact with Sukuna have like crumbled without Sukuna actually doing much. And that is incredible when you think about the depth of power he would have if he had all 20 of the fingers.
Yeah, which is pretty up for debate. Like, what would happen if he and Gojo
went at it? Yeah. So let's talk about Gojo for a minute. Let's just talk about some of our favorite characters, because that was the basic plot overview, world overview. That's all that. Tell me your favorite characters.
Okay, Yuji, because honestly, as a protagonist, he's up there. He's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, I like his attitude. He's fairly funny, simple-minded.
Simple-minded, yeah. Not dumb.
Not dumb, no.
Not dumb, because as you see as a trope in many other shonen protagonists, um, his goal, his personal goal, as far as like make sure people have their own like proper deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can relate to that quite a bit.
Yeah, or it's like he wants to help people live in a way that's is respectful to like how they want to, and also like when it comes time for them to die, they do it on their own terms,
Yeah, yeah,
not by curses.
yeah, and the fact that they give him at least a bit of reason, like beforehand, before he gets his powers and whatnot, or whatever powers he get. Like it's very little, but basically his strength is pretty much sort of his base right now. Even
Mm-hmm.
though he has something else in him that's making him a vessel for Sukuna.
Yeah.
Like if you see his fights where he's actually using energy, that's like a little bit of energy. Like the rest is just his strength.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I think, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say until I think it was the fight with Hanami. I think that's his name. Yeah, Hanami, because Nanami
Yeah, yeah,
is the other guy.
Yeah. I love Nanami.
Yeah, he's another one of my favorites. But
Yeah. Hanami is the curse, though.
yeah, Hanami's the curse. There's Yuji. There is Gojo Satoru,
Mm-hmm.
who again, like, just because he's so strong and he knows it, like,
Also, his eyes are pretty as fuck.
yeah, they're gorgeous. Again, not gonna lie, the blue, the crystallizing blue. When you see
yeah,
that,
with the
like,
way his hair falls on his face. Yes.
yeah, complete with his ability, which basically is the main theme of it is infinity.
Yes. Talk about that.
Yeah, basically how it works is that, well, basically he can control like infinite voids. Like he can put one between you and him so that basically your body can take the infinity, but it doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Which is basically what happened in the one fight with the one curse, and then
that fire curse for, or is he like Earth?
no, he's fire, like, or volcanic, but fire.
Yeah, yeah. Who was also very powerful, but it was like nothing to Gojo.
Yeah, nah, and he's supposed to be as strong as the two fingers Sukuna.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then his domain expansion is basically that amplified. Imagine the infinite void that I was talking about, but basically you're in a dome of that same void. So basically you can't do shit except look God in the face as he knocks you out.
Yes. So just really quick, the way that domains work or domain expansion works in the universe is like you expand your domain, and then that's supposed to like give you like a one shot, or like anything that you do inside of your domain that you created, you're able to like you're absolutely able to hit the person that's inside.
Yeah, and also the thing is that I think it was the outside where that's where the domain is weakest at.
Yeah, yeah. So it's weak on the outside, super strong on the inside.
So you have to be pretty careful about using it. So I would say if you're doing like a one-on-one, or you got somebody, or you have somebody with you and you're using that domain expansion, that's a different story. But if there's multiple people on the opposing side,
yeah,
I wouldn't say that's something you would do.
Unless you want to trap all of them inside.
If you can, yeah.
If you're able to, if you're strong enough to. Also, there's something else I want to say. So that's how domains work. Weak on the inside, weak on the outside, strong on the inside. Gojo's domain is super interesting to look at. It's like, actually, do you want to explain it? You already explained it.
Yeah, for the most part,
it's like he takes the entire universe of like in everything, and then shoves it into your mind, into your face, and it's like you can't do anything but sit there in awe, like you said.
Yeah, it's like you can't comprehend, and you just gotta sit. All you can do is just like sit there, because at the same time you're taking everything in, but you can't like.
It's infinity.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah, and it's so cool. The other thing with that is, for some reason, attacks can't hit him because he has control over that, where he like dispels it before it touches him, or sort of like how you know how atoms work, where it's like they're not like you don't technically touch anything because of the very small amount of space between atoms, and because of the very small amount of space between atoms, they don't actually like touch, but like you can feel the pressure and interact with it.
Yeah,
Gojo is like he has control over the space to where it's like it just dispels itself instead of like actually harming him.
yeah,
It's it's a very interesting power and OP as fuck.
yeah. Again, like if you put him in a one-on-one with most like shonen characters, like
He'd probably win,
yeah, he
and that's
probably
saying a
win.
lot.
Yeah, that is, man. Like Jesus, but yeah, yeah. That's pretty much Gojo in a nutshell.
He deserves all that time because he's like actually that cool and enjoyable to watch on screen.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty vast nutshell.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Gojo. I already talked about Yuji. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? I know I'm forgetting someone. Oh yeah, Toto. Freaking
Brother!
my man, what? Who is a man of the culture?
Yes, a man of culture.
Yes, because again, like basically his thing is that.
Oh,
Okay,
he's
how does that
another
say that?
character that likes fights.
Yeah, basically, yeah, he's pretty much another character that likes to fight, but he wants to try and see what you're like through either a fight or ask you like something about yourself. Which for him, it's what woman is your type.
Yeah, what kind of woman do you prefer?
Yeah, and depending on your like answer, which if you go for something more wholesome, you're gonna be pretty
Boring.
boring. Or if you go for something, more specific, like say for him, it's a tall woman with a big ass. You're pretty much gonna see you as a best friend.
Yeah, he relates to that because that's his thing.
Yeah, so in his fight with Yuji, Lord and behold, he likes the same thing, just like it's Jennifer Lawrence.
That's hilarious. And like as soon as he says that, they cut off into this scene when Toto has this moment where it's like Yuji was actually his best friend from middle school. They had all this time, and it's just amazing. I love it.
Bro, I was laughing so hard, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much him. But like, yeah, I would say what his as far as his like how his like energy works. I
I'm not
mean,
actually sure what Toto's like real power. Oh no, yeah, no, it
no,
was in the fight. Yeah.
yeah, basically it's like what's a like a basically he claps his hands and he can switch positions between two things, whether it be like two people, two objects, or himself and another person or an object.
Yeah, which is super useful in battle.
Yeah, and combined with Yuji and him, who are both pretty powerful, physically.
So the I love the chemistry between him and Yuji because like as soon as they like as soon as they like start fighting, it's obvious that it is going to be a really good fight. Yuji's super strong, Toto's super strong, and also very well experienced in all of that.
Yeah.
And it sort of becomes like a thing where he's teaching Yuji how to fight and how to use his cursed energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that scene. And also, once they get that little bit of training in, and the big bad, one of the main bad guys comes in, Hanami, which is like the curse of like nature or some shit like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
basically like plant shit.
Yeah, so he comes in and he's fucking people up.
Yeah.
Toto and Yuji come out of nowhere and they are like completely in sync. It is amazing
Yeah,
to see how they are with each other.
yeah, they basically overwhelmed him but through the whole chemistry and the teamwork there.
Yeah.
And God, what was the basically through this basically one thing also I liked about Yuji because through his fights, like it's not really like a training arc type shit, even though he did some kind of training with Gojo.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so through his experience.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say that's something that hasn't been done before. I'm not sure.
I can't think of a series off the top of my head, but I do like it's not like a there's not a specific sensei that Yuji's getting trained from. It's more of like as he goes along through the story, he's learning and picking up things, and he's getting more powerful as we go along. So it's not like a specific training arc that he's going through. There might be one later on. I don't know. But
Yeah,
how he's gaining his power now, very believable, very like interesting and good. I like it.
yeah, and again, through the people he meets, he again learns at least a little bit more of how to how to combat these said the curses,
Yeah.
and I think it was through and also through personal stuff because I think it
Yeah.
was with Nanami.
Yeah.
Because basically through him, he was basically like he was fighting these deformed people that Mahito created,
Yeah.
sort of created, and through Nanami, he found out that they were actually still human.
Yeah, so then Yuji has to grapple with the fact that I have to kill this person. They're essentially dead already, but at the same time, you have to grapple with the fact that I'm killing a human instead of just a curse, and that's something that he has to think about for a little while. He doesn't like dwell on it too long, but it is something, you know,
Yeah, yeah, that was something.
which I don't think they ever touch on anything like that in Demon Slayer.
No,
I don't know.
no,
But
I don't think so.
they do have some demons in Demon Slayer that are more civil, but they're not really expanded upon really.
No, I only can think of one, and I think the doctor lady.
Yeah, but she had an assistant,
Okay, yeah, okay, that's two. That was
and
it.
then Nezuko. That's all of them.
Yeah, that was it. But yeah. Speaking of which, well, not Demon Slayer, but the whole thing with Nanami. Nanami is also another one of my
I
favorites.
absolutely love Nanami. He's the kind of straight laced guy, business type, where he's like, I work from 9 to 5. All right, it is 5 o'clock. I am done. I'm no longer a sorcerer. I'm a regular person. I'm gonna go fucking home and do
Mm-hmm.
my thing. Like, and the having that attitude about things is really cool. But also, he's just very structured with how he lives his life, how he fights curses, how
Yeah,
everything works, and I think that's great.
yeah. It's anything like again. You speak about the whole 9 to 5 thing. I can go like where I guess they first met, like Yuji and him met, basically going about how he like deals with deals with being a sorcerer and stuff. Well, how he first came out to be a sorcerer. Basically, he said that when he thought that being a sorcerer was pretty shit,
Yeah,
and then so he went to doing a job like an actual
like
like
an actual
job.
business job, and he was successful in it.
Yeah, but he realized that was shit too.
Yeah,
So he picked the lesser of two shits.
yeah, he was like, it's shit being a business office worker guy. I mean, I get money, but like, this is boring. I don't feel like there's a point to life. And then he's like, at least, with being a sorcerer, he has the impact of helping people, like
Yeah.
in a real way.
Because this dude still has a soul.
Yeah,
Again, because even though he kills these like weird abominations that Mojito creates, he still has these emotions about him or feelings that he has for these humans. As far as like still feeling for them, even though he has to kill them.
yeah, yeah. He's an adult. I think because he's been a sorcerer for like a while, and just how he thinks about things is. I think he's able to compartmentalize his feelings towards like these creations that Mahito made and like curses and like separate them, but then also understand that this is the best thing for them because it's not like we can turn them back
Yeah,
into
no.
humans.
Once they're like that, they're done. As
So
far as we know.
yeah, I think Mahito would be the only one to be able to turn them back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he knows that though.
I don't think he would know. I don't think he cares to even try.
He doesn't. Like,
He
you
just
don't
wants
give.
to kill shit.
Yeah, you don't give two shits about humans.
Yeah. There's also so many different points in the series where they mix in like a lot, just even us talking about the characters, you can see every character has like a different philosophy that they live by.
Mm.
Every character has like a very interesting way that they go about things, their take on life, and everyone has something to say. I love all the different perspectives. I love all the different situations that the characters are put into where they're forced to make these very interesting choices and philosophical, uh, you know, quandaries that happen.
Yeah,
It's an interesting series. It gives you more to think about and also shoves that shonen badass fights in your face. It's great.
yeah. Also, yeah. Even though, yeah, we're not ending this though because I still have quite a bit. I just remembered.
That's fine. We can make it a long episode.
Yeah, that's fine. Maki, Maki. I'd say she is. Do I want to say best girl? Yeah, I might want to say best girl after
Really?
season one. After season one,
Okay.
even though I do enjoy Nobara, I think that's her name. Nobara, the third. I think it was the third person that the team, Yuji's team,
Yeah.
meets. God, I feel bad with her name. I'm bad with
You
these
know, next
names.
time we're gonna get the names first.
Yeah, I think her name was Nobara, but yeah, I like to be honest. Right now, as far as like season one,
Mhm.
Maki is best girl. Just off of course, her backstory as far as like basically how her clan treated her.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, she's best girl, most def.
Yeah, because basically how her clan of Jujutsu sorcerers works is that
Yeah,
basically they're more focused on the men doing all that stuff, not more so the
the women.
women. And that was pretty much Maki's drive to pretty much show up pretty much the head of the
Yeah,
clan.
basically give him the finger, like, yo, I am badass, even though I'm a woman and I can't sense cursed energy.
Yeah, that's
Watch me
her
be the
thing.
best of all you niggas.
Yeah, that's her thing. She can't sense the curses, but she can fight with like the said curse objects.
Mm-hmm.
Although have we
And
seen it?
fight she does.
Have we seen a technique with her?
I don't think so. I don't, because she doesn't have cursed energy, so I don't think she has any techniques.
Yeah, no. So she had to fight with cursed objects, and she sees curses through the glasses and whatnot.
Yes, yeah.
But as far as like the cursed objects, the weapons, and just like off of actually she fights two people. One was the blue haired um
I think her name was like Miwa or
Mio. It was Mio. I was gonna say Nobunaga and rip off because of the
something.
one technique she had, which is basically an. What I mean by Nobunaga, I mean the character in Hunter x Hunter, because there is actually Nobunaga in Japanese folklore, I think. But yeah, she basically like folded her basically.
Hmm. Honestly, Maki kind of folds everyone. Like,
Yeah, except for what was it, Hanami? But
yeah, but
as far as like the whole like Kyoto side of the school district thing,
yeah, I think the only person that she probably couldn't take is Toto.
yeah, no, I don't think she could take Toto. But let's see, like Miwa,
Her sister.
yeah, her sister, which I don't like actually.
Yeah, her sister's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, because basically the whole thing with her, who her name's Mai. Basically, she basically Maki was basically
Oh,
like
they're twins, by the way.
yeah, they're twins, and basically Maki was guiding her pretty much her whole life, her
Yeah,
whole like childhood life, and then
Maki
when
was strong and confident. Mai was more like shy and reserved.
yeah, and once Maki decided to go into this jujutsu sorcerer thing,
Yeah, she quit the clan and then went to become a sorcerer to say fuck you.
yeah, and basically how that went out about is just like Mai sees it as Maki like
Abandoning
leaving
her.
her,
Yeah.
abandoning her, and it's just like why would she? Basically, she's like, why wouldn't you like stay in the same situation as me?
Yeah, she's like, why wouldn't you stay with me for me? And that is,
Basically, hold her hand.
yeah. I mean, there's no real right answer to that because that is your twin sister and you would want the support. You don't have anyone else in the world because the clan already does not give a fuck about the women.
No, they don't.
So it's like, you're my only person and you just left me.
It's just like
I
that's
feel
not the
for
case.
her.
That's not the case though.
But
Like
that's how she looks at it.
But why would they be able? She should be able to see that that's like something that really pissed her off.
No, I think Maki made the right decision in leaving because that forces Mai to then become her own woman and be like, all right, well, if nothing, because now her idea is I have to show up Maki. She does have cursed energy. She does.
Yeah.
She even has her own cursed technique with the guns.
Yeah, the thing is, she is not combat
Yeah, no, she's not as strong at all.
She's not as strong,
and I don't know if it's she doesn't work as hard or whatever natural talents that Maki has, but Mai just isn't at that level. But I do think ultimately it was the best thing for her for Maki to leave because she's then forced to be kind of strong or try and become her own person.
Yeah, it seems pretty good to be the case until what? Well, I wouldn't say until. She's still pretty good, but again, she has her own strengths and weaknesses there.
Yeah, so I think Maki is rated like a 4th grade sorcerer, and then Mai is rated like 2nd. But Maki is at least as powerful as the 1st grade sorcerers.
Yeah,
like, she's like, but then she won't get that rating because of her clan is like blocking her from getting evaluated at a higher level. Even though she is definitely at that power level.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty shown. Even when, like, Mai did her, like, concealed, like, special, like...
It wasn't enough, yeah.
It wasn't enough. She pretty much just caught that shit with no energy involved, just straight up caught it.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that I forgot who said it. I think it was Miwa who was like, "Aren't you like a 4th grade? How the fuck are you doing all this?" like,
man, that's what determination gets you, man.
Yeah, I loved that because like you underestimate her, but then that will get you fucked up.
Yeah, straight up, man. But yeah, Maki. Well, I would say she's best girl right now. But let's see who else. I know there was one more. Oh yeah, Panda.
Panda! yeah, his situation's interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, Panda is not actually a panda. He's basically a cursed corpse, which basically is an inanimate object filled with cursed energy, or a core of cursed energy.
Yes,
but basically, Panda has 3 cores.
Yes,
which basically he can switch between those 3 cores. It's just like it's like the main core, which is him in the panda form, the brother, which is the gorilla, and then the sister, which we kind of didn't see because that one got diffed.
Yeah,
by the mecha guy.
Yeah, Mecha-Maru.
Yeah, but I don't know, just through that one fight.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Panda is that he has his own personality, and he's not like other cursed puppets or whatever they're called.
Yeah, cursed corpse.
Yeah, he's not like other ones who don't. I'm gonna say have a soul. I'm putting in air quotes around that because they essentially just do what whoever placed the cursed energy in them tells them to, or they don't think. Panda thinks.
He thinks. He emotes, and straight up like. Man, he's not really like. It doesn't seem like he's following the principal guy.
No, he has his own like directive and like what he wants to do with his life.
Yeah, that's how it seems. Unless we get some more backstory on what was the actual command for him. But I mean, that's a bit up in the air.
He essentially does what he wants. But what also I find interesting, or what I loved about his introduction was, it was so just taken like as a just like whatever, he's a panda. Like it wasn't explained or anything. There's just a panda.
Yeah,
like hey, there's Panda, and it's like, oh, wait, what the fuck? There's a
like
panda?
hind legs,
and then they're like, yeah, dude, whatever. All
right,
it's a panda. What do you mean? Like, it was so great because it was just glossed over for like a while. Like, yeah, there's just a panda. He's a panda. Like,
It's
and it
like
was just like, wait, why is there a panda here? How are you talking? All of
it's
these
just like
questions, and they're
yeah,
never answered until we get the backstory right before Hanami comes in. And that whole thing happens. But I love that it was glossed over and pushed that way and just played up as a joke for that long. I loved it.
yeah. That, honestly, like he's great, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
And yeah,
honestly, there isn't too much to say on him right now, but again, he, I
for
don't,
what we've got, I'm really enjoying his character.
yeah, same. But I don't know if that's it. Is that it?
Well, there's probably a lot that we like missed over that we like went over, but
Because I think I know Megami I'm holding off on because
I'm
I
gonna be
don't
real with you. I don't really like him that much. I mean, not to say he's a bad character.
know.
I don't even think he's boring. I mean, he's kind of boring, but like I'm not super like endeared to him.
You know, he hasn't shown much because all throughout his fights, like, well, not all throughout, but like through a good bit of the fights,
He is
except for
special somehow. We don't know yet.
yeah, because I was it through like Sukuna.
Yeah,
Although that's the aura that he showed off didn't seem different to me, but I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it'll come to whatever later. I'm sure it'll come out and be in. He'll probably get an arc where he does something really interesting later.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's not that saying he isn't interesting, but not much has happened to him yet.
Yeah, I think we need more time with him.
Yeah.
Um,
As for
the girl in the group,
yeah, honestly, I do enjoy her. Not gonna lie.
I mean, when she's there, I'm not annoyed or anything. Like she's pretty cool. She's funny. She's a little bit of a tsundere, not really.
Yeah, not
I mean, she's
no.
aggressive, but like she's also cool. Like she's just kind of like a tomboy.
Yeah, yeah. It's just pretty much like she doesn't want to be held down by these like basically these what's the word, man? Stereotypical stuff that they do that they place on women.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, pretty much she wants to do her own thing.
yeah. And she's not super powerful, but like she's fairly good in a fight. And we got her backstory.
Which honestly, I think I forgot a bit about.
I forgot about too. And she's all right, but she's not like one of my favorites. Like she's a little bit lower tier. A lot of the other characters that we started talking about in the beginning, I loved those. I love them a lot more. She's all right. She doesn't. She's not bad.
Yeah, which is honestly that's kind of different. Like again, we get more so emphasis on these other
Side characters, kind of secondary characters,
yeah, except for the main supporting cast. I guess they're
which
going to be told about, or which I guess they're going to be built upon later on.
yeah, you know what? That is so interesting how they're structuring that. We're given more backstory and more like characterization, I guess, to the secondary quote unquote characters. And our main cast, really the one who's gotten the most attention is Yuji.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Usually, and then I guess I mean,
but I think that
well,
lends to it because like we're able to like just hang out with them and like just be like they're just allowed to show their personality until like when the time comes where I guess it'll come where like it'll come to fruition and they'll probably do some really badass shit or we'll see the growth or something like that.
yeah, because
Maybe. I don't know. But I like how it's being set up.
yeah. If anything, well, for one thing,
That was all speculation.
one thing, well, as far like speculation, I would say Megami's would probably be first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which with the sun hits that are like built upon that are going to be built upon.
Yeah, yeah.
So as far as like Nobara, I keep saying that as her name, but to be honest, I'm not sure. But I don't know. I hope that comes soon though too.
Yeah. So that's our rundown of the all the characters, the story, everything with Jujutsu Kaisen. Really interesting and great. And you can see the difference, and both are very. We started talking about Demon Slayer, and you can see the difference in the amount of like care and detail that's taken between two shonen. Both are super popular,
Yeah.
but the reason why I like JJK so much more is because it has all of these elements. Demon Slayer did not. And not to say that JJK doesn't have any faults. There are definitely some points that I feel like were a little bit boring or wasn't paced correctly, like for the anime. And we haven't even talked about how amazing some of the fight scenes are in JJK, but that's not what really like drew me to the series.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I mean,
that's just like icing on top.
yeah, for the most part. I mean, as when I first saw like some of the fights, like say like first episode with the whole, I think it was in Sukuna thing with
hmm
Gojo. Again, I mean, it showed promise there, but as I was going through it, it's more so the characterization.
That really, yeah. Um, so first episode, it definitely did hook me, and I don't know. It wasn't specifically the animation that hooked me or the story setup because it's a very fairly basic story setup for shonen when you like break down the elements of it. Protagonist, special boy, um, ends up having to fight these demons or otherworldly creatures, monsters,
Yeah.
whatever, typical shonen story. But just the way that it's told and everything, how it came together.
Mm.
From the beginning, I was like, okay, this is interesting, and I would like to keep watching. And now I'm just like, I really like the story. Not the same thing with Demon Slayer. The only reason that I actually went back to watch all of it because I watched the first episode of Demon Slayer and I almost fell asleep. Like I was super fucking bored, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't
Oh,
care for this. I'm not gonna watch this." But then
okay.
people kept talking about it. Weeks on end, people kept talking about it. It got super popular. Episode 19 happened where the big fight with the spider guy, amazing animation and all that. And I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll give it a shot." And you know, I wasn't mad. It's not a bad series like I keep saying. It's just not amazing.
No.
If I had to give it a grade, I'd give it like a C
It,
or maybe like a C plus.
yeah, for if you're talking number wise for me, I'd say definitely a 6.
Yeah, it feels about a 6. It feels about a 6. I won't be mad you can if you enjoy the series. That's amazing for you. Whatever elements and stuff you like, that's great. But for me, it's just not hitting.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not like JJK.
No, honestly, as much as I tried to defend a few points, whatever few points I did, if you can,
You
I
can
don't know if
go
I
back and
defended
listen.
anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I defended anything, but yeah, honestly, I enjoyed JJK a whole lot more.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean that's just two examples of two very popular things that are coming up. Um, just really quick before we end this, because I think we've been going for like an hour 20 or something.
An hour 30, I
An
think.
hour 30. Okay. Well, um, really quick. Um, next season, Shaman King is gonna air.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
super excited about that.
I remember seeing bits and pieces of that show, but not really the whole thing.
Classic shonen. Yes, I've also just seen bits and pieces when I was a kid. Saturday morning cartoon. You caught it when it was on. It was great. I am super excited for this new series. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, now that I'm actually like hearing about it now, honestly, I'm anticipating it a bit.
yeah. And, since the manga's done, It's like I don't. Since the manga's done, I am wondering how they're going to animate it because I know when they originally aired it, it wasn't finished. So obviously, probably had a lot of filler
Hmm.
and whatever. So I don't know if they're gonna like just stick strictly to the manga or what they're gonna do. But I'm interested to see.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
still same kind of classic story. Shonen protag fighting otherworldly things.
Okay.
That's but still cool.
No, that's fine. Yeah, other than that, I would say I think MHA is supposed to be having a new
Yeah,
season.
they have fifth season coming out next season. I'm caught up with the manga.
I am not.
It's great.
As far as I'm concerned, again, like it seems as though they're reaching endgame in the manga. So,
Yeah, I think so.
because I know right now, I think they're doing like some kind of like history on One for All, like the predecessors.
Um, so I haven't read the latest chapter,
Okay.
but um, we just got the history with Endeavor's family and Shoto, Todoroki, and Dabi. I'm not gonna tell you their history, but I'm sure you can guess.
Really? Is that? Okay.
I'm sure you can guess.
All right. Okay. I gotta figure from the quirks, but I mean,
Yeah, I was, dude. I was when I first, I was like, that's too obvious. No fucking way.
it was just that. All right.
If it's too obvious, it probably is that exactly.
Wow.
Same shit happened when I watched Steven Universe. I was like, no, there's no way Rose Quartz is fucking Pink Diamond. No, it's got to be more. And then, yes, it is. Like,
Wait, you're talking? Is that a character? Or is that because the actual stone? That's it.
yes. The names of the characters are actual gemstones, all of them.
Huh.
Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, Peridot.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
All right.
Bismuth.
So wait, there isn't no just straight up diamond.
There's pink diamond, yellow diamond, white diamond, blue diamond.
God.
Yeah.
All right. What about onyx?
I'm sure there's an onyx. I don't know if they like had a specific design for an onyx gem, but I'm sure.
All right. Well.
A sapphire and a ruby.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. We're gonna have a Steven Universe episode one of these days.
When I actually look at the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just the only shows that at least around that era that I looked at were Adventure Time and that regular show.
We haven't really brought up cartoons on the podcast yet, but I am an avid cartoon watcher, so you know.
I don't know. I kind of stopped.
I mean, I did too, but like, you know, after the era with like Gumball and Adventure Time and all that, I think I've only caught like, Gravity Falls 2 is pretty good. You know, just random stuff here and there. We Bear Bears. I don't know what's new really, but avid cartoon watcher nonetheless.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I might go back into it at least for the few that I tried to watch.
There's some series. American cartoons aren't as interesting as anime to me, so always gonna come back to anime.
Yeah, honestly, that's me.
Yeah. A lot of the subject matter in anime is like way better. Animation's obviously more interesting to me.
Yeah, art styles
And all that. This season was interesting. We're gonna in a couple episodes. I want to. Once this season's over, I want to just like run through some of my favorites that happened this season, so we can do that.
And once I actually catch up, I might have some input.
Definitely. But no, I think that's it. That's pretty much the episode. We went for an hour and 40.
Yeah, I'd say that's a two-parter.
You guys will find out what we do next time.
Yeah, just stay tuned and all that. So, yeah, you already know what to do. Check your socials.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, join the conversation. We love talking to you guys. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, it's been SG.
And Kanu.
Signing off.